That sound you just heard? From a ratings perspective, that's the sound of Fox executives panicking over the announcement of Taylor Swift's latest album. Welcome, everybody, to JG9 News, where we talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Jared and I'm representing the 904 from the 602, and today we are talking about the news that happened yesterday at the Grammys and how it impacts the NFL going forward, and specifically the Super Bowl halftime show. If you missed the Grammys last night, Taylor Swift won the Grammy for Best Pop Album, and during her speech, she dropped a surprise announcement that on April 19th, she was going to be releasing her 11th studio album, The Tortured Poets Department, and this is bad news for the NFL. I'm not talking about conspiracy theories about the game being rigged. I'm not talking about anything like that. We're not about that. What I am talking about is Taylor Swift doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I did a video a long time ago on my main channel, Jaguar9, about why Taylor Swift, the biggest pop star in the world, has never done the halftime show. You can check that out by clicking the card in the upper right corner, or you can check the link in the description. But basically, it boils down to this. Taylor Swift is not going to do the halftime show until she has control of all of her masters. How her contract worked was that her first 6 albums, she did not have control of her masters, so she's been re-recording her albums to have control over the works. She did that with Fearless, she did that with Speak Now, did that with Red, and did that with 1989. She has to do it with 2 more albums, her debut, Taylor Swift, and Reputation. Once she does that, she will do the halftime show, but until she does that, she will not be doing the halftime show. And the reason for that is simple. She wants to make all the money off the song. She doesn't want any of it going to Scooter Braun or anyone else that's not her, which makes total sense. Now, here's where this is a problem. We all thought going into 2024 that she was going to re-record Reputation and re-record her debut, release 2 re-recordings like she did in 2021 and like she did in 2023. That would set her in line to do the halftime show at Super Bowl 59 in 2025. I think that's what just about everyone thought. But now with Tortured Poets Department, it throws a giant wrinkle into the mix because Fox, which is broadcasting Super Bowl 59, just took a giant ratings blow because obviously any Super Bowl that has Taylor Swift doing the halftime show is going to be the most watched Super Bowl of all time for a very good reason. But now it is looking very unlikely that Taylor Swift will do the Super Bowl 59 halftime show. The reason why? Well, think about it. The new album comes out on April 19th. So we're going to look at 2022 and 2023. Taylor Swift dropped Midnights in October of 2022. Then she took 7 months in between Midnights and the re-recording of Speak Now. So she was releasing singles from Midnight, she was promoting the album, and then she dropped the re-recording of Speak Now. And then 4 months after that, she dropped the re-recording of 1989. So even in the best case scenario, where she does the shortest album cycle possible, I'm not counting Folklore or Evermore in that, since those were sister albums and she couldn't tour or perform or promote because of COVID. Even if we take the best case scenario in terms of new content and shortest cycle possible, so 7 months in between Tortured Poets Department and either Reputation or the debut, and then 4 months in between the debut or Reputation and the other album, whichever one she hasn't released yet, that takes us to March of 2025. So Tortured Poets Department comes out in April. It would be 7 months in between the new re-recording. That would take us to November, and then would take us to March, and obviously the Super Bowl is being played in February of 2025. So it is very unlikely that she will release a brand new studio album on April 19th, and then 2 re-recordings. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to do that while she's still touring across the globe, so her schedule will be absolutely jam-packed. I'm not sure if she's going to have time to re-record anything like that. With all that, there is no chance that she will be able to re-record her albums, get control of the masters, and drop this studio album all before Super Bowl 59, which means that if you want Taylor Swift to do the Super Bowl halftime show, now that Pepsi is no longer the sponsor, and again, that was one of the big holdups at the start because Taylor Swift is sponsored by Coca-Cola, but now that that's out of the equation, you thought, okay, maybe it's going to happen, but she's got to re-record her masters. We're going to have to wait another year. Now, I could see Super Bowl 60 in the equation. I could see that, because 2024 could be the year of Tortured Poets Department. 2025, her re-recording of the other 2 albums. That takes us to 2026. She does the Super Bowl, and everything's good. It would be the same cycle as what happened in 2022 with Midnights, and then 2023 what happened with the re-recordings of Speak Now in 1989. Same thing, 2020, she dropped Folklore and Evermore, and 2021, she released the re-recordings of Red and Fearless. So that seems to be the schedule that she goes with. Even number of years, you drop a studio album. Odd number of years, you re-record 2 of your previous albums to get control of the masters. So that timeline makes sense. I could see Taylor doing the Super Bowl 60 halftime show, but if you thought she was going to do Super Bowl 59, you're probably going to have to wait another year. This announcement of Tortured Poets Department, a lot of people are excited about it, myself included, but it does mean that she will not be doing the Super Bowl 59 halftime show, barring a complete miracle. But what are your thoughts? Are you excited about the new Taylor Swift album? Who do you think should do the Super Bowl 59 halftime show? Are you excited for this year's halftime show with Usher? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And that's going to do it for this episode of JG9 News. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out my main channel, Gary9, where we talk all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is Gary9 signing off. And as always, go Jags.